fairly quickly. Carrie in Oklahoma, you had a question. Thanks for waiting.
Hi. I want to thank you for your show. I've been questioning my faith for a couple of years now, and was afraid of everything that I was taught about atheists. And you guys have broken through every bit of that, and I'm so thankful.
Oh, thanks.
It's because of you that I've made a lot of progress in a short amount of time. But I do have a question. I'm done with the Bible. I'm done with hell. I'm done with Jesus being the Son of God. But where I am right now, I find I'm not just completely able to let go of the idea. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional.
That's okay.
Of God. I am hoping that there would be a God bigger and better than the one that's in the Bible. But like recently, we had this terrible ice storms, and my sons are in college, and they were stuck in it, and it was scary for a while, but I felt compelled to pray. And then I thought, well, I might as well be praying to the Easter Bunny, and that made me very sad.
Why do you think it makes you sad? I mean, I know that by the way, you are nowhere near alone. I mean, there's a ton of people who feel this way and go through this. But what about it makes you sad?
Well, I'm mad that I feel duped. I'm mad that I've been indoctrinated. I'm nearly 50, and I've been this way since I was 11. But I feel a loss of relationship.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And I guess I'm wondering what I would replace that with, like this, or if you can help me walk through it.
Yeah,
where I know there's hope on the other side.
Yeah, let me talk to you, because I think I might be able to relate a little bit to what you're talking about. So you've gone through a lifetime of a religion that basically taught you that you are nothing without that God. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I was raised Southern Baptist.
Yeah.
Okay. And I went to a Baptist university, and I was trained as a missionary.
Gotcha.
So.
What you need to replace this with is you. All right? What they've done is spent an entire lifetime tearing you down to replace you with this God and tell you that the only thing that matters is pleasing this God and doing this God's will, and your will doesn't matter, and what you want doesn't matter, and you're a horrible person if you place your wants or needs or desires or, happiness above what this God would ask of you. So they've done everything they can to invalidate you and make you suppress yourself your entire life, and they've basically made you adopt this God as this other persona that is the only thing you live for. And now you feel like it's going away, and you're like, I'm scared, and I don't know what to do next. And for me, that means you're going to have to spend a lot of time, forgive the phrase, soul searching, and you're going to have to think about who you really are, because they've spent a lot of years trying to make you not consider that and not think about it and not consider yourself important. So what you need to do is think about who you are, what makes you happy. And that's not, it's almost like have you ever been in a long-term relationship, like married, or you said you had children. I don't know if that meant you had ever been married.
Yeah, I'm married.
Okay, you're married now. Were you ever in a long-term relationship that ended?
Yes.
Okay. When that ends, there's like this period where you kind of get yourself back a little bit, where you think, I don't have to go and make breakfast, or now I don't have to, and suddenly all these things that you did for the other person, you have for yourself. And I think that's, on the one hand, I can see how that would be scary, especially considering what indoctrination does to your head. But on the other hand, there's this really fantastic opportunity now to put yourself first and to think about your own life and your own needs and what you want to do and what would make you happy. And that's going to take some time. It's not like you're just going to wake up tomorrow and say, I know who I am and what would make me happy. And this may be really difficult for people who haven't undergone an indoctrination, or people who haven't been in a very controlling relationship for a very long time. But when you get out of that and you have to start thinking, like, who am I? It can be a big job, but let me tell you, it's a wonderful job. right? It's a great job to get to know yourself, and it's a great job to think about what makes Carrie happy. What would make Carrie feel at the end of her life like she had done the things that Carrie wanted to do, that Carrie felt was right, that Carrie was proud to be invested in. Those are the things that are going to replace it.
And I apologize, we're completely out of time, but I want to throw a couple of quick notes on here. First of all, I wholeheartedly agree with everything Tracie just said. Don't beat yourself up too much. If you reflexively start to pray about something, this has been your life. And the fact that you were frustrated because you're like, oh, might as well have been praying to the Easter Bunny, means you get it. This is something that was done to you, that changed who you are, and now you're in a process of changing. You're not alone, even in Oklahoma. I know because I've done atheist conventions, and there are a number of great groups up there. Find some local groups if you can, because there's a lot of people up there who are going through similar things, and there's no reason that you have to go through it alone, although if you prefer to, and find that more comforting, that's an option as well. There are also groups like Recovering from Religion, and many others that specifically tailor to people who are finding their way out of religion and are struggling with how to deal with it, especially those who are in positions where they feel alone. I'm the only atheist I know. I'm nobody in my family. I'm constantly, getting badgered. I'm not even out. I'm afraid to tell them. All of these things come up over and over and over again. You are moving from who you were to who you're going to be. And the nice thing is, you get to decide who that is.
Yeah, it's an opportunity, and it's going to take some changing your head around and just work on that, because just learn to trust yourself and ask yourself, what kind of things you think are right, and think about why you think certain things are right or why you want to accomplish certain things. Like, just definitely don't be afraid to ask yourself, because those religious tentacles, they go so deep, and ripping them out is not the easiest thing in the world. So, there's things that I still do. Like, just a few years ago, something happened in my life, and it made me realize how still, it overshadowed me still in certain areas that I didn't recognize. And it's just, and I've been at it for a while. So
I still catch myself singing the songs that we sang on the church bus on the way to church.
Oh, yeah.
I've tried to replace them all with Schoolhouse Rock, which is working, but that's the way it goes. I apologize, that's all we have time for. We'll be out. As a reminder for everybody else, you can go to Star of India if you're here in Austin. The address is up on the screen here in just a moment. And we'll be back next week. Don't forget about the Atheist Helping the Homeless events, the
Ramp Project. Texas Ramp, yeah.
Texas Ramp Project. And February 10th is the ACA's 20th anniversary party. And go fill out the survey. Tell us what you like about the show, what you don't, including maybe Matt should get less frustrated sometimes. I don't know. But thanks, Carrie. I appreciate it. And call us back another time. We'll try to get to you earlier in the program. Thanks to everybody who tuned in.